get, and that's why I'm feeling bad. Smoke a cigarette, then take another drag. Smoke a cigarette, remember why you had. I've never been that bad. So remember why you had. Remember why you had. I'm never coming back. So remember why you
What's going on, everybody? So I got some new gear here. So the first thing I want to do is make sure that everybody can hear me okay. I got a new microphone. I got a new mixer, so I can actually take phone calls now. So can everybody hear me okay? Again, I got a new microphone. I got a new mixer. Um, the wrong mic. Okay, good. I'm glad y'all can hear me. No, this is actually the best vocal mic you can get. This is the Shure SM7B. Let me make sure I'm hold on, let me make sure I'm set up. Yes, good point. Ah, no. Hello. Okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm good. I'm hooked up to my mixer and all that. It has a slight echo. Man, see if that helps the echo. It could be this room too. But this is supposed to be the best vocal microphone on the market. This is the Shure SM7B. Made sure we're plugged in good and tight. Sounds like I'm in another room. Well, that sucks. That's strange because yeah, I am using the mic. Oh, wait, maybe. Okay. Does that sound better? Does that sound any better? I might have had the wrong setting on there. Way better. Okay. It shouldn't be quiet. I got it all the way, just about all the way up. Okay, everybody says way better. Okay. All right, good. Look, turns out I had the wrong setting on. But I can actually take phone calls now. Here, okay, you can hear the taps now. Okay, good, good, good. So that's something I've always wanted to do is be able to take phone calls on these streams. What's up, everybody? There's the phone number. If anybody's interested in calling in and talking about something. If you call in to be stupid or be a troll, I'm just going to hang it up. So don't even waste your time. Oh, today's Ted Cook's birthday. I didn't know that. So happy birthday to Ted. Isaiah, let somebody else call in, brother. Anybody else besides Isaiah want to call in? You know, Isaiah, I still haven't been like, I haven't been watching your stuff and I haven't I haven't cuz I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're still doing all that stupid crap you were doing or whatever. So, I'll try to get a conversation started. Hi, what's up, Dallas? Recently, uh, if you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's Gatorade Propel water. I love this stuff. Somebody from Florida. Hello.
Hey, cool. It actually worked. Gary Spangler. I was on a text thread earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, how you doing?
Good, good. And yourself, man?
No, I'm good.
Good, good. I guess the only real question I'd have is I've been doing air conditioning for about 17 years now. I'm over here in Central Florida area.
Right.
And any pointers that you may have for starting up your own thing. My model that I'm trying to do is more along the lines of service and maintenance
Right.
for the most part.
Well, I've been in this business my whole life. I started with my father. And then in 2010, him and his ex-partner busted up and we went in together. And when I moved to the Lafayette area in 2018, I worked for somebody. I had no intentions of starting up a business. But when you worked for yourself for so long, it's hard. So, dude, honestly, I literally started my business with Facebook and another app called Nextdoor. Have you ever heard of Nextdoor?
Yes, yes. I was thinking about, I mean, long and short, I already have a couple of friends that are in some marketing, so have pretty good with that. But yeah, next door, that has been catching my eye quite a bit.
Dude, I have picked up so much
Yeah.
work off of Nextdoor. It's unbelievable. I mean, I now have a website. You're going to have a website so you can be on Google. I mean, well, you can have a Google page without a
Right, right.
website, but if you don't have a website,
Mhm.
you're really not going to do very well. So I
I got you.
I basically started with Facebook and Nextdoor, and then when I built up enough money, I got a website as soon as I could.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
Well, cool.
but
Yeah, I
I've been very
appreciate that.
successful going on 4 years, and I've been very successful that way.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I had. Oh my gosh, this is really going to pull on the memory. Probably about 4 years ago, you and I were texting back and forth. I was on a live chat, and it was about oh my gosh, I was sitting there eating deer steak, and I think it was like a New Year's Eve thing or something like that. Like, oh
Right.
man, that sounds great. I'm like, hey, cool. It responded.
Yeah.
Never done that before.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Well, I'll leave some more questions for anybody else. But you have a wonderful evening.
You too, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yep. Thank you for the input. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so could everybody hear that conversation okay? And whoever called from the 715 area code, if you're still out there, I was on the phone with him. That's why I didn't answer. Could everybody hear that conversation okay? Because this microphone I've been wanting for years. Good. But I just never wanted to pony up the money for it because it is expensive. And then I came home to try to figure out how to take phone calls because I said, man, I really, really want to be able to take phone calls. And this is the mixer that I've been using. This is the Bringer, or however you say it, Q802. And it's a 2-channel, and it's got all kind of buttons and knobs on it. And I talked to the guys at Guitar Center, and they're like, no, dude, that is a really, really cheap mixer. So I said, well, I'm headed back to the store. I said, I need to be able to take phone calls. And they were like, well, we got one for you where you can take phone calls. So I go in there and they show me this little bitty thing. If I can get it in camera. There we go. A little Yamaha. And I was like, really, dude? I said, that little bitty thing is going to do what I need it to do. And they were like, yeah, dude, they said that is a much better mixer than the one that you have. And I said, okay. I said, you guys are the pros. So I came home with it. I did a test call with the wife on QuickTime Player or whatever. And I mean, it did perfect. And you guys just said you heard the phone call. So all in all, the whole time I've been trying to get this done, it's been this damn mixer the whole time that just hasn't allowed me to do it. Should have asked somebody a long time ago, I guess. Oh, so Isaiah's saying he finally took his EPA? I tell you what, I haven't watched his stuff. Oh, we got another caller coming in. Let's see who this is. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
That's all right.
Who are we talking to?
My name's Brandon.
Brandon? Where are you from?
Yep. Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Cool, man. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Just you showed up right at the perfect time when I walked inside from the shed. So.
Oh, okay. Well, did you have a question for us?
Oh no, I just figured you didn't dead air. I figured I'd just say hi.
Oh, okay. All right.
I got not much. I don't know. Put
So
in a TXV today.
you changed the TXV today?
Yeah.
Yeah, those
And then
are
an air
always
conditioner.
fun. Yeah. Yep.
Well, it downpoured this morning while I was doing it, so I tried to.
Yeah. Um,
I just set it up in the rain.
yeah, we got some rain here today too.
Yeah, it rained till like noonish this morning, or off
Yeah,
and on. But
Right.
you know, so I don't know. I got not much to say. I was hoping you had a topic.
No, you know what? I'm actually going to start one off the phone and see if that brings some attention in. But hey, thanks for calling in, brother.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Right.
All right. So one thing I did want to talk about, and if somebody's, has something to say, feel free to call in. So talking about swaging, years ago when I left Alexandria, I left the our bender kits and swagers and everything with my dad. I did buy me a bender from Hillmore because it's the best one in my opinion, and so is the hydraulic swager. But because of the price of the hydraulic swager and me working for somebody else, I bought the Rector Seal drill type swager. And I recently just bought the Hillmore hydraulic swager again because I went through 3 kits. Now the first one, Rector Seal sent me a free bit because see, now here's the thing. Rector Seal should really think about this. They don't sell just the bits individually, like, if something happens, you have to buy the whole kit. So the first time, anyway, the 7/8 broke on me. Like it snapped in half while I was swaging where you connect it to your drill. That part literally just broke off in the drill. So I called Rector Seal and they were nice enough to send me a new kit. No, actually, I'm sorry, just a bit. He sent me just the bit, the 7/8 bit, which was fine because the rest of them were fine. Now, on all other sizes, this has been a non-issue. 3/4, 3/8, that's really all I use. 3/4, 3/8, and 7/8 is really the only ones I use. So I broke the 7/8 bit again. I said, well, I'm not going to call the guy up again and, ask for another free one. So I bought a whole new kit. I had to. And thought, maybe because I'm doing it with a weak battery or something like that. Again, if anybody's had this experience or whatever, please call in and talk about it. So I made sure my battery was full. This was one day I was getting ready to swage a piece of 7/8, and I was like, hold on. And my Milwaukee batteries, they tell me if they're, going dead or they're full or whatever. And I have the 5.0 amp hour batteries. So I check it. It's full. So I hook it up, M18. I start swedging the 7/8. Bam, broke it. So I said, okay, well, I've had enough. I left right then and there. This was just a few days ago. I left right then and there, went to the closest supply house to me and bought the, I would have got it off True Tech Tools, but I didn't want to wait for shipping. Like I wanted it. I was pissed. So I went and bought the Hillmore hydraulic swager. I'm done with the spin bits. Now, I've never owned the other spin. What are they called? Spin swedge or spin flare. I know they got the spin flare. They come in a little blue case. Anyway, I can't remember the name. I see somebody, a couple people have posted on here that they bought. Brandon said, I don't know if that's the Brandon that just called, spin flare and then spin swedge. Yeah, okay. He bought $100 hydraulic Amazon special, and it works pretty good. There is a couple YouTubers that have a really cheap hydraulic swager off of Amazon. It's the handle is black with some yellow stripes, I believe. Oh, and I don't know if I told you guys this, but we're getting a Johnstone supply pretty soon, so I'm pretty excited about that. So $125. Wow, I paid $410 for the Hillmore. Yeah, the Hillmore is pretty pricey. I mean, but it's been the best one I've ever had, man. Brandon, that's talking about the his $125 swedge. Are you the one that just called in? Zoomlock. I think Zoomlock is a really good product. Although it's not Zoomlock. Well, it's Zoomlock and RLS have separated now. Okay, cool. Now RLS is by themselves, and Zoomlock, Sporland Zoomlock or Parker, whatever. Now they're like push-on fittings, so they're not together anymore. So if we're talking about the actual RLS that you use the tool on, I think it's a great product. I just don't think it's for residential. I think it shines on commercial, and this is coming from a guy that used to own one. I mean, like putting my line set together, yeah, it was great, but I didn't like cutting the bail off of a valve, but because if you messed up, you were screwed. You had to get a new valve. But I think it shines in commercial and industrial because it is so expensive. But in commercial and industrial, it's not that expensive. But for residential, it's an expensive product. And it's good for residential, for running your pipe and stuff, but cutting the bales off of the condenser, I mean, you got one shot. You screw up that crimp, you got to go get a new valve, and then you're talking about a recovery and all that on a new system. Can you imagine? And people are like, well, just braze a stub. Well, if I'm going to pull my torch out to braze a stub, I'm just going to braze the whole thing. I mean, so manual hydraulic zoom block press. So the new Zoom Lock Max, it's a push-on fitting, correct? Gentlemen, does anybody want to call in? Anybody have any experience with the new Zoom Lock Max that would like to call in? Please call the number on your screen right now. Well, Tony, and if they do that, that's great. But I can still swedge it with the hydraulic swedge. So I guess not. I guess no. We got 83 people viewing, and nobody's used the Zoom Lock Max fitting, because I really would like to hear more about it. So if there's anybody that has used the Zoom Lock, the new Zoom Lock Max fitting, don't be shy. Nobody can see you. Just call. I mean, I would love to, hear more about it, to be honest with you. Yeah, the old Zoom Lock was, with the RLS tool was great. And, RLS is still still has that. Zoom Lock Max is press. Zoom Lock Push is the push to connect. So what do you press it with? Did Zoom Lock come out with a new press tool? Because I haven't seen that if they did. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm using my torch too, so.
Oh, I have an HVAC tactical shirt on right now. You just can't see it because of the phone number. But oh, it's the same tool. It just uses different jaws. Interesting. So I'm guessing Sporlan came out with their own jaws, is what you're saying. I tell you what, man, I went to HVAC Tactical's website the other day to get a couple more shirts, and man, their stock is just crazy low. They have nothing in stock right now. Yes, Matt, I remember that. That red stuff, I believe it was red. They were at one of the supply houses one day. Wow. So you can't get a shirt at all. I don't know what's going on with HVAC Tactical. I mean, I tried to get some more shirts. No, Matt, Stay Bright is an actual soft solder. That you solder with a torch, but you can use like a MAP gas torch. But it works well. It does work. Yeah, Matt, they said it was to bond the like your copper. It was not glue. You know, they'd get pissed if you'd call it glue. It was they said bonding the copper together. I never tried it. So that's very true, Dylan. Sometimes getting the zoom lock tool can in a spot can be difficult. You're absolutely correct about that. Hey, Chance, what's going on, brother? I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Oh, sorry about that. I tell you what, I'm going to do this. There we go. Now it's not so big on the screen. So if you're interested, if any of this you'd like to talk about, or the swedging or anything we've talked about, call that phone number and we can have a conversation about it. Well, I like residential. I mean, but I like commercial too. But I mean, I'm like 95 residential, 5 commercial. I do want to break into more commercial. So I do hope to do that. But I love residential. I know you don't hear a lot of people say that, but I do. Always have. I'm glad my microphone sounds good now, because I was kind of getting pissed off there at the beginning of this thing. Yeah, I hate expansion valves. I tell you what, man, we've been changing out. Well, we have had 3 dead compressors. I went on, let's see, my guy went on one service call one day, and the compressor was dead. It was LRA, locked rotor amps. He tried hitting it with the capacitor was good. He checked it, and he tried hitting it with a hard start. Nothing. She wouldn't turn over. That unit, we ended up changing that condenser out. And then he went on another one. Same thing. Compressor, but wouldn't turn over. Checked the capacitor. He said the capacitor was putting out I don't remember what size it was, but just make up one. If it was a 45, he said it was putting out 45 microfarads. I said, well, you know what to do. So he tries to he tried to hit it with a hard start. Nothing. Well, that compressor is under warranty, and we actually got it in today. And then he went on one over the weekend while I was out of town, and hit another one. Another Nordyne. All three of no, one was a Goodman, the other two were Nordynes. Compressor, he checks the capacitor, it's good. He hits it, he puts a hard start on it, nothing. And so we ordered that compressor today. You know, I see y'all talking about a wet rag or something. Thank you, William. I appreciate that. Oh, a lot of people really like that meter trick on the continuity when I'm cooling off a compressor. I've had a lot of people email me and text me and, thank me for shooting that in the video. Look, it's not going to hurt anything, Juan. But I am not a fan of a system having a hard start unless it needs it. To me, you just don't need it unless it won't start without one. And if it won't start without one, no. And you know what? I need to go back on one of my guys. On my guy I was talking about. Dylan, you're a fellow Louisiana tech. Well, you should call in. So I just don't like units having a hard start unless the compressor will not start without one. And if I know Train used to come from the factory with them, but they don't anymore. But then again, if you need a hard start, you need to tell your customer that they need to get ready to buy a condenser or a compressor or a system or something, because that's not good. I don't know. I don't like hard starts unless there are a long line set, I can see that. But as long as nothing's out of the ordinary, no, I'm not going to throw a hard start on a system. I'm not going to throw a hard start on a brand new system just to do it. Now, Juan, because they did it, is it hurting anything? No. A lot of companies say, if you're running a TXV, put one. But now I will tell you this. There are some times where the line set can be so short, and I lived on a mobile home that was like this, that I rented. When the expansion valve would close, there would still be all kind of pressure on the compressor. So when I'd be laying in bed and I could actually hear my compressor going, trying to start, but it couldn't because it still had a bunch of liquid on it, because the TXV was shutting down so fast it didn't have time to get rid of that liquid. I added a hard start to that unit and it cured the problem. So there are certain situations where, you do need a hard start. Long line set, something like I just described. Louisiana caller here. That might be Dylan. Was that Dylan? Hello, is this Dylan?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Oh, good. How about you?
Oh, I can't complain. So, where are you from in Louisiana?
Northeast. I'm from Downsville.
Downsville. I'm not familiar
Downsville.
with that area. You're gonna have to give me something close.
It's between West Monroe and Ruston.
Okay, I know where those two are. Okay, yeah. So you're up. So you're not really a Louisianan. You're damn near a Texan.
Well, I'd say damn near Arkansas.
Yeah, that's true too. No, I'm just messing with you, man. It's all good. Well, I appreciate you tuning in and watching my stuff.
Oh yeah, I've been watching you for a pretty good while.
I
I've
pre-
learned a lot.
I appreciate that. How long you been doing heating and air?
Around about seven years.
Okay. Okay.
I started as a tune-up tech and worked my way up to service.
And when you say a tune-up tech, you mean basically like a maintenance tech?
A maintenance tech.
Yeah.
Correct.
So basically, all you did was run maintenances.
Run maintenances.
Yeah,
Correct.
we got a couple companies around here like that where they have guys. That's all they do.
Yeah, the company I was with earlier in the career pretty much kind of like based their whole company around tune-ups
Mm-hmm.
just to get like a foot in the door to, for replacements or any kind of repairs. They got their foot in the door. And the company I'm with now does a whole lot more like commercial work.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as concerned with tune-ups as they are with like actual service work.
You know, I've always been. I'm a fan of maintenance, and then I'm not. I like it because it's good for business because it keeps your customers staying with you. But
It is.
But I don't like performing them.
Yeah.
I
It's
get
good
tired of doing them.
Time, especially.
Yeah,
It's good
yeah.
for wintertime.
So I do sell them. I actually had a new maintenance contract made up because I was still using the one that Bryant, when my dad was a Bryant dealer. Oh shit, back in the early 90s because he couldn't get his hands on York back then. And Bryant made him up a maintenance contract. And we would just kind of modify that one. It was so outdated. I finally did enough research and found one on Google, and I had my guy that does my business cards and all that. I had him draw up a new contract. So I have a much better looking contract, and I do sell them, to keep the customers locked in.
Yeah.
Because customers love getting their maintenance done. They really do.
Oh yeah. I always tell people that it helps like keep their warranty.
Yeah, and it does.
Yeah,
Because
most of the time,
if you read
places won't warranty a dirty ass coil that's leaking.
right, and I've even picked up a lot of customers that have a home warranty. Now they don't use me for breakdown, so if their unit breaks, they call the home warranty company. Yep. But I do their routine maintenance because home warranty doesn't pay for routine maintenance.
Yep. I've had the same.
So, but if you read your manual on your heating and air system, it doesn't matter what brand it is. It says that if you don't keep up with routine maintenance, your warranty is void. Yep. Now, how they would ever prove that, they'd have to actually come do a job site visit. And I know with Ream, I mean, I haven't lost a compressor with Ream, yet, knock on wood. Well, I did have to replace one in the 16th series, not because it went bad, because it was noisy. Something was wrong with it. It was just noisy. But Ream doesn't even come out until after 2 compressors. The first one, they're just like, whatever. But if you get another one, they're going to do a job site visit.
Yeah.
So,
we started dealing with Goodman.
Oh God.
And they had a lifetime compressor warranty.
Right. And anything above 14 SEER, right?
Probably stop using them because I've had probably 3 in the last 3 months go out pulling lock rotor amps and just failing.
So
right out of the box.
Goodman is anything above 14 SEER is a lifetime, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Now, I do know on the 14 SEER there, I went to the Goodman store the other day to pick up a part for a Goodman. And I was reading a brochure while I was waiting on them to go retrieve my part. And the 14 SEER is now coming with a 2-year unit replacement compressor warranty. So
that's the way they do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If the compressor fails, they replace the whole condenser.
Right. So you get 10 years of compressor warranty. But for the first 2 years, if the compressor fails, they give you a brand new condensing unit.
Yeah.
And then after the 2 years is up, you have 8 years left of remaining compressor warranty, but it would be just a compressor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard you talking about hard starts.
Mm-hmm.
I actually used a hard start today.
Oh, to unlock a compressor.
Unlock a compressor. I was in the middle of diagnosing it, and then as soon as I put my gauges on it, the compressor quit.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check the capacitor. The capacitor tested good. As soon as I put the hard start on it, and then I told them that's pretty much like a pacemaker
Right.
until that dude's gonna go out.
Yeah, exactly.
And ended up turning into a sale. So,
well, and I need to correct myself earlier. I said that my tech found 2 of them, even with the hard start, they wouldn't start. Now, the third one he went on, the hard start did start it. But being that the system is under warranty, it's only 2 years old, we're going to go ahead and replace that compressor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a smart thing to do. But, yeah, I see there's a good conversation going on in the chat. I would take Goodman over Linux and Nordyne. That's about it. Somebody said over Train. That's just crazy. I would not take Goodman over Train, but I would definitely take it over Nordyne or Linux any day. Probably over York too.
Yep. I deal a lot with Luxair also.
That's the same thing as York.
Yeah, but we have a parts house pretty local. And their parts are just so easy to get. That's mainly the main reason I like dealing with Luxair. I would put one in my house just because their parts are so interchangeable.
Well, the only thing about York and Luxair is the microchannel, that microchannel condenser coil.
Yeah, I cannot stand a microchannel.
Yeah, so you can. My York store doesn't stock them. But if you request it, they can get you a non-microchannel condenser. But you have to request it, and they cost more money.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Brandon, all units come with pretty much a 10-year warranty. But I sell Rheem myself, and I like it very much. Well, Dylan, thanks for calling in, man. I enjoyed the conversation with you, and it was nice talking to somebody else from Louisiana. I appreciate you watching, and don't be afraid to call in the future.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Yes, microchannel is trash. No doubt about it. Ted, happy birthday, brother. I didn't know it was your birthday. I would have texted you if I'd have known. But I'm telling you now, happy birthday. Rheem is fantastic. I mean, ICP moving to microchannel evaporators. Oh, it was the 21st. Okay. Well, happy late birthday, my friend. And I know Ted's fixing to love this, but being that ICP has went to microchannel evaporators, and I showed that in the last video. If I had to quit selling Rheem for some reason, Rheem package units do have microchannels. I'm aware of that. That's why I don't sell them. If I use a package unit, I use a ICP. But if I had to quit selling Rheem equipment, Ted's going to love this. I would not sell Train because I'd have to buy it from my competition, who's also a distributor. But I would sell American Standard. I mean, they're still using spine fin. They're still using aluminum tube coils. So if Rheem ever went to the dark side to microchannel on residential split systems, I'm aware that it's on package units, residential package units. I think American Standard would be the line that I would go to. I would not be Train because I'm just not going to buy from my competition. So I knew Ted was going to say, but like I said, if something happened and Rheem went to the dark side and they went microchannel on anything, whether it be evaporators, condensers, I would totally walk away from Rheem as much as I love the supply house. and I would sell American Standard. So yeah. American Standard is definitely not garbage. Look, like I've said before, I think Train and American Standard make a good unit. I don't think it's any better than Rheem. I don't think it's any better than well, it's better than a lot of brands. I don't think it's any better than Rheem. I mean, I think Rheem's making just as good a unit as Train and American Standard, but no, it's not trash. It's not garbage. And I've done a lot of dogging, but that was mainly just joking around, mainly with Ted. But I mean, it is good equipment. We all know that. You know, Juan, I don't know. I really don't. If they all did it, I don't know what I would do. How you doing, Hunter? I'm doing good, bud. Thanks. Train design stuff to be complicated to service. I don't know if I agree with that. Oh, the man is calling in.
I don't know if I
Ted Cook. What's going on, Ted?
Ted Cook.
Hey man, how's it going?
Oh, it's going well. How about you?
Pretty good.
I'm not
well-
surprised that you called in after I made that comment.
Oh, I know good and well you'd sell American Standard in a minute. You'd sell Train if you didn't hate the people that you have to buy it from.
Well, if Rheem went to
it's a good unit.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
it's a good unit.
It is.
And Carrier has been ruined.
Yes, Carrier has
Trash.
Carrier
Totally.
and Carrier and ICP has been ruined.
But I
Rheem,
just did want to throw something out there.
yeah.
And you can tell me what you think about it. But honestly, I believe if enough manufacturers try hard enough, many years from now, they might perfect the micro channel technology. I don't see why they want to. I really just don't. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't see the benefit. But, if you try hard enough, you can make anything work almost.
Yeah, I mean, I agree it could be perfected, but the two major brands that are using it right now have not perfected it, and that being York and Nordyne. I mean, they have not perfected it. They leak like crazy.
They've perfected making it leak.
Yeah. I mean, now York only uses it on the condenser. Their evaporators are still tubed. Now, Nordyne is using it on evaporator and condenser.
A bunch of them are putting them in package units because they think they can hide it.
Well, your brand of choice is putting it in package units as an evaporator.
So is yours.
Yes, and on the condenser.
Some of them.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Yeah,
but I put one on a big Train gas pack, 10-ton.
Oh, well, a 10-ton, that would be that's a microchannel condenser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's warranty.
Mm-hmm.
And I told the guy, I said, man, we're going to do this every year, if not more often. Unfortunately, that's been about 3 years ago, and it hasn't leaked since. It's on a skating rink here.
Oh, okay.
So, you get your what, 20, 30%. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Because you and me only see the failures. We don't see all the good ones.
Right.
But I bet you it's such a ridiculous high failure rate. It's got to be 20, 30%.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was calling you. Man, here's, I'm 60 now.
Oh, wow.
So here's the biggest problem. I can remember song lyrics from the 70s, but I have no clue what I walked into the kitchen for last night. I just have to look for something I like, and also have no clue what I could. Yeah, I do. Now I remember. I know what I called you for. Because you brought up mostly you were throwing off on Train just to aggravate me. I mean, those were the good old days. I mean, we were both mad, but looking back, man, I wouldn't trade that for nothing. But look, dude, you didn't do what I asked you and go back and find my video. At least put it on. Well, put it on limited, what do you call it?
Unlisted.
Yeah, and give me the man.
yeah,
My kids.
okay.
Look, I raised my kids on that crap, dude. I got it. You took it away, man. I can't tell you how many times my daughter's told her boyfriend about it, and there was only a couple of little spots that were, where you eyeballed the camera and pointed right and said, "I know you're watching."
Right.
And,
no, it's not deleted. It's not
the original. It's the first one.
It's not deleted. It's just on private.
I need it, man.
I'll get it. I'll get it to you.
So anyway, what are you doing on here anyway? What's going on? Why were people calling in?
Oh, I just I wanted to start doing this more often. I don't know if you can see. I went and bought the new expensive microphone that all the fancy podcasters use, and I've been wanting to take phone calls for a long time, man. And I don't know if you weren't here when I talked about this. Come to find out, it was this cheap mixer that I had. This was like an $80 mixer, and this is what wouldn't let me, no matter how I tried to do it, I couldn't take phone calls. So I went and bought this microphone today, and I asked the guy at Guitar Center. I was like, "Hey, man, I pointed this mixer out that I just showed you, and I said, I can't. I want to take phone calls on my live when I'm live on YouTube." He said, "You can't do it with that thing." He said, "That's a cheap mixer." I was like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." He's like, "If you want to be able to take phone calls, you need this mixer right here." And look at this. You would think this one would be cheaper, but it's not. It's just a little old. It's a Yamaha. It's a 1-channel, but it costs more than that one. And we're on the phone now, and everybody can hear.
Hey, it's working.
It's working. It's
I don't
working.
care what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's not something you're showing, but that opens up some doors. Maybe we can start do some, like those two clowns that do those movie reviews, and they always disagree with each other, but they agree with each other enough to love each other.
Yeah,
maybe we can do some stuff, some live stuff.
That's what I was gonna say. We could start
Ted and John.
We could
make us argue, whatever.
Yes.
Change my mind.
I would love for me and you to do a live show at least once a week or every other week, because I know we're both busy. And we can both be on here and take these phone calls, and they could say, "Well, I got a question for Ted," or, I got a question for John, or blah, blah, blah.
Well, like I say, it opens up some new doors. I know you tried it a while back, and I had no clue what was going wrong. I really didn't. I had no clue why it didn't work for you. I just thought, man, his phone system, whatever, something wasn't working.
Hey, you know what? Somebody just brought up a good comment. I know it's yours and you own it and everything, but we could call ourselves the Cowboys of HVAC.
I mean, you still got the shirt, don't you? Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to send you a new shirt, dude. You can't. That thing was a tent.
Yep, that's
You're gonna have to get some. I'm gonna have to send you some new shirts.
Yeah, send me a shirt, man.
And I'm not really a hat guy. I've worn them every now and then, just whatever, to get on camera, just so I could put train or something on.
Right.
And I'm not much on hats, but I can tell you a few hats if any of your buddies want any or whatever. But
okay.
No, yeah, we can relive that or whatever. That doesn't. I mean, you're one of the original ones anyway.
Well, I appreciate that. I just think it would be cool to. And again, I'm not looking for money or anything. We could just call it.
Just have some fun.
Yeah, Cowboys of HVAC Live.
Have some fun. We can do your channel. I don't care about I don't care whatever. We can do it on here.
It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter.
Suits me. Whoever doesn't like it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, it's just, it is what it is. I mean, nobody has ever been more mad at each other on YouTube than Ted Cook and John Israel.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever had a bigger blowout, and that's none of anybody's business.
And now we're like really good friends.
Man, I mean, if you're ever around here, you got a place to stay, But
I know that, and same to you. Absolutely.
But I mean, nobody was more. I mean, nobody, man. It was all the.
Well, sometimes relationships start that way.
Yeah, it was just a train crap.
Yeah, it was, and I took you the wrong way. So
I'm a little little too blunt sometimes.
Yeah. But see, now I know you. And now you can't, we're good, and I understand, and I know you now.
No, you can't fool me either. I mean, it's done. It's done. When you fight with somebody, you get to know them pretty good because everything comes out.
Right. Right.
I mean, you're not necessarily putting on your best suit for Sunday go to meeting when you're in a fight with somebody. And
correct.
You fuss and argue with people. You find out what they're really about, what they really think. And
absolutely.
I look back on all that. I tell people, YouTube people or anybody that, I knew back then. And what were you, like 23, 24? And
right.
I
yeah, because I've been on here
man,
for at least 10 to 12 years, and I'm going on 33 years old.
Yeah, I knew then. I said, yeah, he's young and a little bit cocky or whatever, but dude's a good tech and he's pretty sharp. And I figured one day man, I went through the same crap,
Oh yeah.
When I was young, I knew everything.
Oh, look, man, I was 20-something years old. I was a typical 20-something year old, and now I'm in my 30s. I've, a lot has changed.
Yeah. Well, anyway, sounds good, man. Let's make that happen in the next little while or whatever.
Well,
it's going to have to be random.
Oh yeah.
I don't see a planned out night ever working.
No, and we don't. It doesn't have to be. I know because we'll just. You know what? I'll call you tomorrow or something. We'll talk in private or we'll text about it, and we'll
do
just
a little hangout. Put
yeah.
us both on the screen. You can take the calls.
Yeah.
Let them come in, and let them pick at us about anything they want. Our HVAC experience or knowledge, or our relationship back and forth with each. Whatever, man. Maybe we'll get lucky and Ralph will call and start some trouble. And call in and say, why don't you guys fight or something?
That's one phone call that might take me back to when I was that 23-year-old.
You'd have to let him in. Come on. At least let him, whatever.
Oh.
Ralph really hates to admit that he's an okay guy. Like when you had your surgery and everything, he noticed he didn't come to you, but he came to me and said, well, man, I'm glad to hear it all went okay. And I'm like, well, why don't you tell him that? He said, nah, I'm not telling him anything. I said, well,
exactly, because that's
just did because I'm going to tell him.
Well, because that's the kind of person.
Yeah, that's
no,
fine.
You know what it is? That's the kind of person that he is. And now all that stuff that he did, now he doesn't, he's too, he has nothing to say.
He'll probably still stand for himself.
Oh, I'm sure he will. He'll come up with something. But I think that's the only reason he hasn't emerged about my surgery is because he doesn't know what to say now. So, but I don't know.
He's just not wrapped up in it. I think I would probably.
Well, I mean, it's about damn time. He was wrapped up in it there for long enough. When I told him, you're going to see, I'm going to do it. I'm just, it's just not going according to plan. It's taking more time than I want it to, but you're going to see one day.
I understood his side. I just really didn't take it. That's it. I didn't take his side. And luckily, he's a friend of mine. He considers me a friend, and he didn't frown on me for it. I told him, a couple times, a little something, maybe whatever that was kind of controversial, but I just kind of left that alone. I mean, I'm not going to hold anything. I can't think of anybody on YouTube really that I can say I have any beef with. I mean, I don't care for the massive FFF, GD, FFF crap. I just don't care for that.
Right.
I can't name any particular individual that I wouldn't shake their hand and say, hey, man, how's it going?
Right. Man, I'm going to have to get a new I'm going to have to upgrade my chair. Somebody asked me one time, they said, why do you have that old chair? And I said it was comfortable, but I think all the cushion in the ass is gone. And now I got a bony ass because I'm not fat anymore. So there's no cushion left. And I can't sit here as long as I used to.
What little of it is showing, it looks like a real piece of crap, man. Sorry. Maybe get you one of them gaming chairs or something.
Oh, hell no. I'm too cheap. I'm too tight for that. Look how long it took me to buy this microphone, man, for years. And I'm too tight with my, and then I just had to buy the wife new furniture that's being delivered Thursday, man.
You're lucky you can get it. We waited like, I don't know, 3-4 months to get a couple of pieces.
Man, she came up to me the other day, dude, and she was like, "Hey, baby." I said, "What?" She said, "I really hate our couch." And I was like, "What's wrong with our couch?" "I just don't like it anymore." I said, "So what are you telling me? You want to go buy new furniture?" She's like, "Yeah, I really do." I was like,
so why didn't you get you a chair at the same time, dude? All the vinyl is rubbed off that chair.
I know. I'm gonna get a new one, dude. I'm gonna go get a new one.
That thing's trash.
It is. I mean, I've been sitting in it for years, dude. But so anyway, long story short, you know, I didn't want to go spend the money, and I was like, well, anybody on here that's married knows that I ended up going buying new furniture. Okay, because that's just the way it goes. 2 hours later, we were in the car going to the furniture store. And
yeah, I would have said by the next day you would have lost that battle anyway.
Yeah. So why even fight it? 2 hours later, we're at the damn furniture store and I'm paying for a new couch and a love seat. So
that ain't going to kill you.
No, I mean, it didn't break the bank or nothing, you know, but it was a chunk of change. Furniture's not cheap right now.
Nothing is.
Yeah.
Nothing is.
But I'm fortunate that I'm doing.
We all wouldn't have this problem, John, if you wouldn't have friggin' voted for Biden.
Look here, Ted. We're friends and everything, man. But don't say stuff like that. I mean, you see the flag behind me, right?
Come on, man. You know that was funny.
Yeah, it was. Hey, all I know is we got a win for the Republicans the other day. Whatever that bill is called, abortions are now illegal. So hallelujah to that.
Yeah.
Because I am pro-life, and I know that, and I know that November is coming, and that is a very important election for the House and the Senate. But I don't want to get on a politic thing because I did that last time I was on here.
No, it's not really.
What am I paying for gas? About in between $4.39 and $4.59 a gallon. Ted, what about you?
$5. I mean, I buy premium.
Yeah, I know, but what's regular going for in your area?
About the same. I think $4.19 to $4.29 in some places.
Okay. Montgomery, I told this in the last video. My Honeywell T10 thermostat, it got set on the bar, and I think one of my kids grabbed it. Well, not my daughter, because she would tell me, but I think my autistic son grabbed it, and he has hidden it somewhere. So I have no idea where it's at. So I ended up trying out the new Ecobee thermostat because they're much cheaper, and I really like the new Ecobee. Now, I have never been a fan of the Ecobee 3. But this new Ecobee that just came out, it's really nice, and I've enjoyed it so far.
It's better than a Nest.
I tell you what, man, I will never use Nest, never buy it, never sell it. And I used to say that about Ecobee, but this new Ecobee, it's pretty legit. I like it.
They've always been better than Nest.
Oh,
I've touched 2 wires together on the wall and twist them with a wire nut before I'd use a Nest.
Dude, no, I'm not mad at him, Matt. I ain't mad at him. It's not his fault. It'll probably turn up one day, but you know, man, there was one time I was outside changing a capacitor on an ICP, and they had a Nest thermostat. Well, you know as well as I do, some of those capacitor brackets are really close to the contactor coil. So I unhooked the 2 field wires on the low voltage, and I put the wire nuts back on them just in case I bumped The contactor
Right.
coil, I wouldn't short out the fuse.
Yeah.
Do
Especially
you?
when you go to a fatter one and a bracket, in a bracket.
Right. So I do my capacitor replacement. I hook up my 2 wires back up. My contactor doesn't pull in. I'm like, I know I didn't blow the fuse because I unhooked it. So I go inside. The damn Nest thermostat's in a time delay.
Yeah.
Because I unhooked the 2 wires outside.
Yep.
So that right there is enough just to aggravate the piss out of you.
Yep. Yeah, those Nest are totally gay.
Oh yeah.
Are we supposed to say that?
I don't care. People, Ted says gay. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. But I agree. The Nest are gay.
Yeah. All right, man. I just wanted to call in for a minute.
Hey, you know what? Perfect time. I'm glad you did. Perfect timing. I've been on here
fuss
for
about the video, man. You don't know how much fun that was.
I know. I'll tell you. I'm gonna put it on unlisted and text you the link.
I mean, what's that been, man? It had to have been at least 10 years ago.
Oh, easy. Easy.
But and I was, and my wife said, you like him. I mean, we were balls out fighting with each other, arguing back and forth.
Yeah.
And my wife said, well, you like him. I said, well, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of fun, but he's wrong. And he says, well, you'd argue with a brick wall anyway. I said, nah, he ain't a brick wall, but he's pretty hard-headed.
I am, especially back then. I was not so much these days. I'm not as bad. I'm not going to say I'm not as bad.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any room to talk about closed-minded, hard-headed, or any of that. I mean, we all know I got green carpet in my office.
Right. That's why and I think that's why now we get along so well, is because we're kind of the same. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I was just too new to the YouTube thing, and you were just a little bit young, and we butted heads pretty good.
That's it.
Just butted heads pretty good. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed it. I didn't at the time.
Yeah.
For a minute, I was like, man, this dude here, whatever. Trying to call names or whatever, man. Just for a minute, but it did get to be, once you made that video and looked at that camera and say, and I know who you're talking about, because I know you're watching. As soon as you did that, man, I couldn't help it. I mean, that was fun.
Yeah.
And and so it was a while before I could get you smiling, but I was on the other end smiling like crap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I was having fun. And but anyway, man, I enjoyed speaking with you for a minute.
Oh, absolutely. It's always a pleasure.
Appreciate the birthday wishes.
Yeah, man. Happy late birthday again. And I always enjoy talking to you, my friend. Thanks for calling, Ted.
Let's do a hangout soon. I'll see you, man.
Okay, brother.
All right.
Yeah, so that's a really good friend of mine, Ted, that we started out with a bad relationship, button heads, like he said. Now we're really best of friends. I want to go to South Carolina and visit him so bad. I'm just trying to find the time to do it. But guys, I'm going to get off of here. I've been on here for an hour and 10 minutes. Next time we do this, we're going to have the phone on. We're going to talk about the new SEER ratings coming in and the new refrigerants. So until then, I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody for the support. I should have some new field videos coming out soon. So I don't know when the next live stream will be. Hopefully one day next week. Ted does own the name Cowboys of HVAC. So I am not going to use that without him being here or without his permission. He actually bought that name from Zach Ciota. So he literally owns it. So I'm not going to call myself the Cowboy of HVAC or without him being cool with it or him being here. But anyway, next time we're going to talk about the new SEER rating laws coming into effect, I think in 2023, and the new refrigerants coming. Roger, okay. Don't worry. When I go to South Carolina, I will definitely announce it on YouTube. I'll probably bring my gear. Me and Ted will probably do something. So So we're going to talk about SEER on the next video, on the next stream, and the new refrigerants coming out. And that hopefully will be one day next week. I don't know yet, but I'll let you guys know as soon as I figure that out. Until then, I got some field videos coming, but thank y'all for watching, and we will see y'all next time.